Brand lift studies are done by the control exposed methodology. What that means is we recruit people at the same time, and some of them are people who haven't seen the campaign, and some of them are people who have been exposed to the campaign. So we look at the difference between the brand impact for these people. This tells us exactly that the impact comes from the campaign itself. Now, what matters for that is that we do it at the same time. So we don't need to actually look at anything pre-campaign or post-campaign. We just need to run it at the exact same time. So as long as the study starts on the first day and runs until the end, that's the recommendation, that we run it alongside the campaign. Typically, when we're measuring a digital study, we need about 5 to 10 million impressions. That can change from market to market. If it's a bigger media market like UK, we can even go below 5 million a bit. If it's a smaller market like Finland, it can be up to 20 million even. The point is that we want to catch enough people in our sample that might have been exposed to the campaign. For studies, a robust sample size would be about 500, and that roughly becomes 250 control and 250 exposed people. It might be more depending on how deep you want to go into the analysis. What we would want is for every specific subgroup, we have 50 control and 50 exposed people at least. So if you want to look at, very specific groups like 18 to 20-year-old males, then you would have to make sure that you have enough impressions in that group and you get enough sample size. But the recommended sample size would be 500. We don't really have an optimal number of questions. The idea is to keep the questionnaire as slim as possible so that the respondents don't get tired of responding, and then the data quality doesn't suffer from that. Normally, the slim versions of questionnaires would be 5 to 6 questions, where we have these specific metrics like brand awareness, purchase intent, key perceptions. These things are generally asked in every study, and we would recommend that they do so. But you can go up to about 15 questions if you want to look a bit more in detail and you want to have more depth, such as measuring your creative and then supporting your campaign data with that. Open-ended questions means we don't give any options to the respondent and they just come up with the answer themselves. So basically, it's something that you just have to type as a respondent. And we would recommend that we don't have a lot of those. One is okay in every study. We generally ask the unaided brand awareness question this way. Most studies have this. But beyond that, we don't really recommend it, particularly because you don't really get norms for these questions, because they're basically made up every study, so they're ad hoc. At Kantar, we have over 25,000 digital studies measured, which means obviously we've got quite a bit of norm database. So we can have global norms, but what we generally use is market norms, because that's what your campaign is fighting against, other ads that are actually in your market.